considering this method, whether this approach will do. Check out the reason that I done that in the morning, earlier before lunch, or before lunch. And I do it will be also afternoon and also the next day, and then in between sessions on the announced reason. Check out the brutal force of edge on edge. It's very committed, very enthusiastic towards transmitting the illness. And a while another whether it's quite brutal force. Like the sheer amount of brutal force he's implemented. And yet there's after this joke around, what is that? He's killed billions and then goes casual. With the leeches and other reasons, at this rate it's going to result to microwave oven usage. If they disturb peace as much, it's not really me that's going to cause it. There's going to be some natural rebound, and I may be the chancellor or the channeler of this. Reason and whether minor repronunciation took a view from probably a bit osmosis, whether indirect, not something instigated, whether insisted. Are not something I resulted to, whether in your exterior realm, whether in other dimensions, whether in other planar. So therefore these can come. It makes me valuable whether it becomes training partners of us. That's probably a glad way to approach it on some instances. It goes edge on edge, and throughout the way not with somewhat considerable amount of enfeeblement, right? And throughout the way probably not without amplifications. Or whether the amplification recruitment also, whether reason there also amplification recruitment. Whether reason there just, and whether reason there another, not without amplification recruitment. Or whether reason there minor repronunciation of, not without amplification recruitment. Also, once again, it might be even worse than microwave ovens. And reason are probably kind of as rhetorical question. The leeches attack others. It words it as if it's requesting for permission, even though it's intimidation, whether enforcement. Reason they're regular words, a regular verb, and whether regular verb words, they're of the proper words, another reason to proper of not to provide words. And whether reason they're not to, and whether not to providence, and whether not to provide, and whether not to provide it was, and whether not to providence, and whether not to of providence of was of. And we're sort of disobey as if disobey to God, even condemned to us. So whether disobey to some curfews at religious place. Anyway, there's no God, there's competition, and we're gonna get rid of those. And the whole God thing did serve for its purpose. And after the drone ages, there might still be groups of this, but they'll approach hearing whether one of approach it, and whether one of wouldn't be. So much that God really exists, and there's this whole prophecy in there correctly, guys. It might be worded right, but the way it's marked, it's not really. It leaves room where it reflects that they should be speaking with more adrenaline, but absolute vacant and probable self wanted to. There wasn't so much control over, and whether so much control stirred to letting the egotism sort of work with. Either way, if a person comes and it came out of jealousy and cheat, and whether it come out of marriage, and whether it come out of cheat, whether it come out of whether it came out of whether it come off and whether it came out of cheat, then it's going to be more of a rat. Those are descriptions of probable, suitable. Might be even better descriptions. Whether there can be more fitable and better descriptive, or whether more quality descriptions to probable, whether recent there and whether of which and whether of probable to could be of. Dramatism. Vice versa. What am I supposed to be doing? I had done a lot of block work. Someone else should stand up, rise force, and produce something. But many is down for guys. Our guys are very few numbered. We should get the nuclear bombs ready and start charting which cities to bomb first. First have the police and possibly trained from Syria and Nigeria, whether Algeria, any of the places out there. Starting with the possibility thinking and march around as if we're here you choose. Hopefully our guys are capable as of quality supposed was Churchill at today. We could it wouldn't be sort of Churchill and sort of the person there, because it sort of had to do with the time zone, and a lot is personal and but sort of the attributes. How about that? Whether sort of the person still Churchill comes to this place, and lots of others, whether also Harry Truman, whether Roosevelt, etc. They would perform fairly well, in particular because we got the feminazis that sense pionage of drugs. The females are wax. A lot of the females of the Western culture are just plain gay boys that are too ruthless, and they seem to they got some cold liquid inside of their ear or something. So when they joke around, it's some hyper-pitched swindle nonsense, and they should be slapped, possibly knifed. Finally, we had it's 2016. We had arrived to where described as impossible, also suitable. Whether on comparison will be more suitable on that medium, but sort of the momentum has changed right now. So on comparison, a bit more, whether some more, whether a bit more than more, a bit more, whether more than a bit more, whether a bite more, whether much more so than a bit more, whether a bit, whether more suitable, and whether comparison a bit more, whether more suitable for here in this, whether it's a bit more there, the probable is also suitable because it's kind of a rhetorical expression of here on this medium. Finally, big, so the 大棒子, so it's like the limb, the big giant arm has come. Suitable for the other medium. And other medium would mention, whether would mention. Not extra very fitting, whether not may associate with detached limbs, which I indicate in comparative whether probable optional if it were on the other medium, which was the original, whether earlier state, whether the earlier state of things, or whether the earlier plan, whether the was the more original, whether the earlier formulating, whether the original formulating at the earlier, whether at the early, whether at the original, whether at their instance upon it, or whether at their, whether at the initial instance of. Whereas before it was sort of small scoops on comparison, now it's a giant arm swing force, whether a giant arm has or whether a dark bouncer has come to help. Or whether to reinforce, or whether to assist, or whether also whether to reinforce, whether recently minor repronunciation, also minor repronunciation of whether minor gesture, whether minor gesture, whether just, whether recent or just, whether minor just, whether just, whether minor repronunciation, and whether. And whether earlier, whether initial instance of. Whether initial instance, and whether initial is, and whether initial instance, and whether original, or whether instance, and whether original instance, and whether initial instance also, and whether recently, and whether initial instance of.